What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA 06 Revival, and I am super excited to start, another Dynasty. I know this is like the fourth Dynasty I've started, like within the last couple months, but after a little bit of a layoff the last couple weeks, I've been giving it some thought, and I think I found the best of all worlds with this particular Dynasty that I want to start. I want to start a dynasty with UCF, Central Florida, Golden Knights. You can see on the screen they were 0-11 the previous year. They got some talent, but it's not a whole lot. But I think with this dynasty, what my goal is to first, I've done it before, and I'll say it again, it's a lot of fun taking a team from a smaller conference to a bigger conference. It feels like you've really earned something. With UCF, it's very realistic that this can happen in real life. So, being a Florida school, I have a decent-sized stadium, all things like that. It just makes sense that if I'm good enough, I could turn UCF and move them up into maybe the SEC or the ACC. I would accept either one. So that would be a lot of fun. On top of that, what would be even more fun is the offense I'm going to use. In the previous dynasties and in my other videos, you've seen me use very particular offenses. Not very broad in nature, but very particular, just a handful of concepts that work well together, and all types of offenses are great. What I'm going to do with this dynasty is an offense, what I like to simply call the player's offense, which means I'm going to use whatever formations I feel is best to get my best players the ball, which means every season my offense will change a little bit, my formations will change a little bit, just depending on what I have coming back for that season. That means that you're going to see a lot of different concepts. In my Southeastern Dynasty, which I still have saved, so I might go back to it whenever I feel like it. In that dynasty, I was running the single back spread offense. It's a great offense if you got the pieces. Problem is, it's just a very small offense. There's not a whole lot to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But with this offense, I can do the single back spread. I can run option. I can do any type of spread offense. I can go to my power shoot. I can do whatever I feel is needed at that particular time. Which also means that none of you guys will get bored with this dynasty, because you're going to see anything and everything. If I've been doing a pro style offense in nature for a few seasons, but if I come across a quarterback who's a dual threat, who's got the arm and the legs, I'm going to go after that guy, and I'm going to run option with him if I can get him. So you might see some old Nebraska I option in the future. It just depends on how the recruiting goes. And with that being said, when it comes to recruiting, I'm going to get the best players I can find. I'm not worried about fitting them into a particular system. There is no system with this offense. The offense is built solely around the players. So you're going to see all types of formations, concepts, and during the dynasty and while I'm playing, I'll go break down, why I'm doing this and whatnot. So I think everybody will really enjoy that aspect of it. So with all that being said, it seems like UCF is like a great fit for what I want to do, and for something that you guys will get a whole lot out of. Schematically, even on defense, I might switch it up a little bit. I might run a little 4-2-5 or a little 3-3-5 or some 3-4, just depending on what my team has. I'm going to, sway everything towards the 4-3. I'm just really good at it. That's what I like. I'm a believer in the 4-down lineman system. But the recruiting might sway me towards going to a 3-down lineman system of some sort. Just kind of have to wait and see. So I'm not going to handcuff myself schematically, both offense and defense. You guys are going to see it all. That will also give this dynasty some longevity. On top of that, it'll me trying to turn UCF into a national powerhouse It's going to take me a bunch of years to do so, especially if I want to move up to a bigger conference. So hopefully this will be the one dynasty that everybody's going to gravitate to, that it's going to be a lot of fun to play with, and for you guys to stick to and enjoy watching. So with that being said, this video is going to cover the preseason of the first season for UCF. We'll go through, I'll show you my playbook for this season. Like I said, it's going to change every year. I'll show you that. We'll get into recruiting. We'll break down the roster and the schedule and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to edit the coach. Let's put in my usual info here. Let's go skin, hair color. I'm a blonde. Got to stick with the mullet. That looks about right. Let's continue. The roster, that's the first thing we'll get into. More than likely, I got to change some settings around the coaching stuff. I don't want the CPU to recruit for me or anything like that. But you'll see the roster real quick, and you'll notice that I don't have much to work with, which is fine. I mean, that's half the fun, is building them up. I do have some couple big-time skill players that I think I can find ways to get them the ball. Let's go to coach options. Playbook, this doesn't matter. This is all simulation. I do want it to be balanced. That reflects my recruiting. Base defense, I'm going to keep it at 4-3. I think they let me do a... No, there's no multiple. I thought there was a multiple. I think that's in the later games. Offense, I'm going to do 50-50. Like I said, this is all simulation. I will never sim a game. Even though I fool with these regardless. Anyways, I don't know why I'd change them around. Doesn't really matter. Definitely got to change these. I want to take the recruiting systems off. They help you way too much than they need to. That and recruiting's too fun to have the CPU do it for you. Let's look at the report card real quick. Beat South Florida, receive a bowl bid, beat a 5 or 6 prestige team. I'll get into the schedule a little bit later, kind of give you my ideas of what I want to do there. Let's go to preseason option. Let's just go ahead and do the schedule. Okay, what I plan on doing is, I'm not real sure. I need to do a little research on their rivalries. I assume a lot of the rivalries are in conference, so I'm not going to worry about trying to schedule certain people. However, what I do plan on doing is, it looks like I got a 11 game schedule. One of my 3 non-conference games is going to be on the road at a Florida school. That's one of my ultimate goals. I want to take down the big 3. Florida, Florida State, Miami. I want to be the top dog in that state. I want to own the state. Recruiting, on the field, everywhere. So I'm going to pick a Florida school on the road. South Florida, I might keep that. I don't know if they're a rival or not. What I will do is, let's see. I want to make sure I have 5 and 6. 5 home, or 6 home and 5 away. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, only 4. I need to switch some of these around. Let me see if I can find... I really want to play Florida. There's Florida State, and there's Miami. Let's see if I can get Florida here. No, can't get Florida there. I might not be able to get Florida, period. I might have to switch them up to South Carolina here. Let's check real quick. Florida. Let's start off going to the swamp. That's a good way to kick off the season. I want to do... like I said, I don't know if these are a rival of ours or not. We can go... I want to keep this sort of southern, if on the home, when it comes to home games, non-conference wise. New Mexico, Missouri, Middle Tennessee State. I could have done that somewhat close. Louisiana Tech. I'm not going to play a Division II school. I'm not going to bother with that. Florida Atlantic, FIU. Is FIU on here? The only reason Duke. I could do Duke. I'm not going to do Chattanooga. They're All-State, Auburn, Arkansas State. Let's do Arkansas State at home. I need a little bit of a home game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to make this a home game too. See, man, those are all real tight right there. 3 straight home, 4 straight out. I can't do that. I might just have to do 5 and 6. 5 home and 6 away. At Louisiana Lafayette. When it comes to recruiting, I'm going to just stick with Florida. I don't know what my other recruiting options are as far as which my pipeline states. I want to do Georgia. I want to hit that. But there's not many Georgia schools to... I'll just stick with Louisiana Lafayette. See, that's 2 Sunbelt schools. I don't want to play 2 Sunbelt. I want to let's go with... Okay, let's do that. At UCF. Let's just switch those around. I'm happy with that. That mixes it up a little bit. It's not all home or all away. Okay, that's a reasonable schedule. In-season recruiting might be kind of tough. Okay. We'll just go through the roster real quick here while I redshirt. I got an average quarterback. He's a junior. He can't run. 72 is not good enough. You look at it, 90 throwing power, 78 accuracy. Technically, the guy behind him, Kyle Israel, that's an awesome name. The guy behind him, Israel, actually has probably a little bit better arm. If I'm going to redshirt him, he's a sophomore, but it's not much to go with. For now, I'm going to do that. If Moffitt gets hurt and is out for a significant amount of time, I'll throw in Israel. Halfbacks, it's okay. I got a Wilcox. He's going to be my main guy. He's speed. He's fast. He's got some size to him, but he's not very strong, so he'll be like my outside runner. Jason Peters, he's my inside guy, 6'2", 230. Not very fast, but he's got quite a bit of strength, so I could do some inside runs with him. Here's a sophomore. I'm going to have Wilcox and Peters. They'll be sharing the load in the run game. So I'll redshirt Francis. He'd be a decent return guy down the road. Fullback, not very good. Like I said, I'm just going to recruit the best that I can find. I'm going to use fullback when I can if I got the guy to do it. Receivers, I got 2 good ones. 85, 84 overall, Marshall and Walker. Then it really dips down after that. So you're not going to see a ton of spread formations this season. I got a couple in the playbook right now, but not going to be used a whole lot. A junior, senior. I think I will redshirt James because I got a couple behind him. I got a lot of these guys coming back outside of Marshall. And him. Let's see, that's 4. Okay, that gives me 5 guys to play with. That's fine. Tight end, I got one of the best tight ends in the country. Darcy Johnson. He's my go-to guy. My offense is sort of set up around giving him the ball because he's an impact player. Giving balls to impact players, it's smart business. But not much behind him. So if you notice, both of them are seniors, which means I got to recruit a bunch of tight ends. If not, you're going to see a lot more spread stuff next year. Here's where it gets kind of rough. Tackles, not the best in the world. I can redshirt. Oh, yeah, I can't redshirt if there's not enough guys. Tackles, not very good. I got a couple guys in the 70s at guard. Center position's halfway decent. I got an 80 overall and a 70, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. But I got a true freshman who's a 72. I'm going to redshirt him. He doesn't need to play any this year, so that's like a perfect timing to redshirt him. Defensive end, not very good. I got a 76 overall on Dennis King, but just not much there. I always like to have backups. That's why I'm not going to redshirt Watkins. Defensive tackle, I got a decent guy. He's a sophomore, so he'll be pretty good by the time he leaves. But it's a real drop-off after that, which tells me that I might can do some 3-4. Problem is, I don't think I have any good middle linebackers. We'll find out. Outside linebacker, 72, 68, not very good. Just not good at all. I'm going to redshirt T.J. Harnden. I got the ability to do so. I got backups here that are terrible, but as long as these 2 guys don't get hurt, I ain't gonna keep redshirt and Harden. Middle linebacker, I got an average guy. He's a true freshman, though. 6'4", 260. That sounds awesome. Problem is, he's really slow, which means next year, I'm going to try my hardest to recruit a bunch of middle linebackers so I can move Howard to defensive end. He's a perfect defensive end for what I like to do. He still won't be very fast, but he's definitely got the size for it. So I can't do any 3-4 because I don't have the middle linebackers to do it. Corner. Okay, not the best in the world. Sophomore. As long as I have 4, okay. I'm okay with that. I'll be playing some nickel this year. Looks like I'll be playing a lot of nickel. Free safety. Actually, not too bad. I got a sophomore and a senior. I'm going to redshirt the sophomore. That way, Rashad will be ready to go for next season. They're kind of interchangeable. Besides, Willis is a little bit faster. He's not as smart. But if he plays bad, I can play Rashad. Free safety, average. Kicker, pretty good, but he's a senior. And I got a senior punter who's terrible. Okay, that's all the redshirting. Let's go to the roster real quick. I just need to make... I'll do that later. Well, no, I'll do that now. It won't take me long. Let's go ahead and fix the depth chart. 76, 62, yeah, the other guy's redshirt. 82, 78, that looks fine to me. I think our redshirt are the only other halfback. Fullback, that looks okay. Wide receiver, let's see, 62, I think that's the next guy. Okay. 85, 86, these guys, wow, 6'5", 195. I'd rather have some speed in the slot, so I'm going to put this Joaquin guy as my number 3 guy. Dang, he's really tall. That's pretty sweet. But he won't be playing a whole lot. Johnson, Edmeyer. The guy behind him, he's okay. He's really slow. He's another offensive lineman, but smaller. He can't catch or anything. But you'll be seeing me run a lot of 2 tight end sets. All right, left tackle. Here's where it gets really rough. I'll come back to it. Left guard is fine. That looks okay. I'm not going to even say that guy's last name. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Center looks okay. Right guard, terrible. Right tackle, not very good. Since my right tackle or right guard is not very good, I think I'm going to move this guy as such and put my starting right guard right here. Gives me a little bit better offensive line. Senior, junior, sophomore. So majority of them are coming back. Problem is none of them are very good. So I'm okay with that lineup. Just my right side's just not very strong. Might be running to the left a little bit more this year. Defensive ends, 68 and 76. I'm going to have Reed start over here. And put Carrington behind him. And put Watkins behind King. Defensive tackle, it's just Bear Pickens outside of Shlogan. Outside linebacker, get this fast guy. Wait a minute, let me look at right outside linebacker. 68 overall. Yeah. I need to put Dozier right here. And I'll put Welch. No, I'll keep Dozier right there because he needs to back him up. If somebody gets hurt, I'll figure it out. Corner, I'm okay with that. I'll be doing some nickel. Free safety looks okay. Strong safety looks okay. Kicker's fine. Punters, I need to put the kicker here for the punter. He's just much better. Kick return. I need some speed here. I don't know who else. I got Walker. I'll put him as my he's my number 2 receiver. Wilcox, I really don't want him. Let's look at some of these guys' agility. 91, that's pretty good. I'll put Wilcox there. I really don't want to. These are my three main guys outside of my tight end as far as impact players on offense. So I'll do Walker, Wilcox, Marshall. I'm not a big fan of having my key offensive guys doing returns, but looks like I got no choice this year. My backup center, I want him doing long snapper. I'm okay with that. And, okay, let's just check the captains real quick. I'm guessing that, let's see, it's all about awareness when it comes to captains. The center's the captain. He's a junior. That's okay. Free safety, is he a captain? No. Corner, he's a captain. Okay, I'm okay with that. If one of them gets in trouble, I'll remove him as a captain and replace him. Okay, let's go to recruiting real quick. No, let's back out. Let me show you my playbook. Okay. The first four formations: ace normal, ace twins, ace big tight end wide receiver, and ace big twins. 2 tight end sets. You're going to see some parachute concepts. If you don't know what that is, look at my previous videos for that. These are really good formations to get your main tight end involved in the offense. I threw an I formation normal. It's got, I mean, there's 18 plays in the formation, and I'm pretty good with like 15 of them. So, and then my shotgun play, shotgun ride trips over, and trips. It just sort of worked out that way that these 3 formations are real good to get a tight end involved. On top of they're just good plays all around, or good formations all around. And shotgun 5 wide. Plenty of good passing concepts in there. But I'm going to try to stick to a balanced offense. I want to be good at both running and passing. And I got the running backs to do it. So, there it is, right there for the playbook. Like I said, next year it'll change around because I'm not going to have the tight end to go to a whole lot for next year. So who knows what it'll look like. But as of now, this will be the playbook. And during the season, I might throw in another formation, switch them out or whatever. Like I said, I'm just trying to get my best players the ball. And I think this is the playbook to do it with this team. All right, let's go into recruiting. Let's just check what my pipeline states are. Florida and Georgia. Okay. I think those are probably the only 2 pipeline states I really care about. Louisiana, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not going to turn that into a pipeline. Let's see. That's just too far away for me, so I'm not going to bother with Louisiana. There's more than enough guys in Florida for me to get. I think it's just going to be Florida and Georgia, which I'm perfectly fine with. Okay, let's go to our home state. I need quarterback, fullback, tight ends. When it comes to recruiting, especially with this offense, I'm going to work from the inside out. It seems obvious, but be awesome in your offensive line and defensive line. If you got great lines, you can do lots of things and work from the inside out. That means you start with quarterback, your backfield, and your halfback. Then you move on after tight ends and receivers. So that's sort of like my game plan for that. I'm not real big on going after quarterbacks during the season. I feel like there'll be plenty of them in the off season. Let's just look around here. 5'8", 165. That kid's kind of small. But I do need tight ends, offensive line. I'm still short. I know it says I don't need guards and tackles, but I like to have at least a minimum of like 5 or 6 for both positions. I'm not going to worry about that for right now. Tackle, C+, but it's 6'4", 655. I'm not going to go after 4 stars. I just feel like I don't really need to. 6 feet, 233, 469. That's not bad for a defensive end. I'll go after him. No, 4-star. Middle linebacker. I'm going to go after these 2 guys. Corner. I got 7 corners, so I'm not going to attempt going after that. I need size and speed at safety. 6'4". He runs a 4.6. I like that, though. He's smart, too. I'll go after Stanley. Let me just check this one more time with Florida. This guy got some speed. He's not very smart. Jermaine Miller. And this little scat back here. 480, 655. I'll stick with this guy. 6'9", 295. Man, that's big. Okay, let's go to Georgia. Quarterback. Wow, it's 6'3", 232. 5-star. Of course, I'm not going after him, but that right there is probably the perfect idea of a quarterback. 5'10". This guy's really strong. Bryce Throne. Oh, man, the name alone. I got to go after him. He's pretty strong. He's not very fast. He's a downhill runner. So I can make use of him. A-, 455, 655. Yes. 500, 665. Yes. Defensive tackle. 6'1", 280. I need bodies. So I'll go after this 3-star. Outside linebacker, corner, safety, strong safety. I'll try to go after one of these safeties. Either him, 441, 448. This guy's much stronger, a little bit slower. Darren Henry, I'll go after him. All right, 2 more spots left. Let's just check this one more time. Like I said, I'm a 2-star program. I don't really want to go after 4 stars. Not much to pick from Georgia right now. Let's go back to Florida. I'm going to attempt. I'll go after Jermaine, and I'm going to go after the scat back. All right, that's all my scholarships. Let's look at Athlon Sports real quick. Conference outlook. I'm pretty sure I'm dead last in Conference USA. Yep, dead last. So something to shoot for, trying to move on up the conference. All right, fellas, I'm going to leave it here. Come on back. We'll have some fun with Central Florida. Try to turn them into a powerhouse. It all makes sense. They have the potential to be a powerhouse. They just need the right direction. And that hopefully will come from me. So come back, have some fun with me, and I'll talk to you later.